Let us try to solve this equation, which is the conversion of potassium hydroxide to potassium sulphate. Any equation given in this form, first we need to write the formulas for them. So potassium hydroxide has a formula KOH, okay, and we need to convert it to potassium sulphate, which is K2SO4. Now for any conversion of this form, we need to first see what do we need on the product side. On the product side, we need a salt of potassium, that is potassium sulphate. This makes things clear that on the reactant side, we need to react potassium hydroxide KOH with a reactant that contains a sulfate ion in it. So that means on the product side we need a sulfate. So that means, as we all know, that potassium hydroxide is basically an alkali. Alkalis, and the potassium sulfate is basically a salt. This is an alkali. We know that alkali or bases, they react with acids to form salt, and the other product formed is always water, H2O. And that means we can simply react KOH with an acid, and that acid should contain a sulfate ion, and we know that sulfuric acid is one such acid with which, if we react KOH, we get the products as potassium sulfate and water. So this is the simple equation. To balance it, we put a 2 here in front of KOH, and we put a 2 here in front of H2O. So this is how we can simply balance this equation, and we can simply do the conversion of potassium hydroxide to potassium sulfate.